And welcome to It's All Black and White TV for another show. Today's show is a phone-in show. So basically the link is in the chat. So if you click the link, that'll bring you into the studio. Now you can appear on camera as I am at the moment and speak normally like this if you want to. Or if you don't appear on camera and you want to stay off camera, then if you click the stop cam, that will allow you to speak from behind the camera as I am now, and you can get your questions or whatever you want to see on today's show. So guys, so please do that. Click the link, come on. If you don't want to be on camera, click stop cam, and you don't have to be on camera at all. So guys, it's a strange time at the moment because no Premier League football till December now. So, just come on and have your say on how things have gone this season with Newcastle. If you want to talk about the World Cup or anything else other football-related stuff, please come on. Please join me. Please join me in the studio, and we will certainly get you on. That is no problem whatsoever. So, as I say, the link's in the chat there. Come in. If you want to come on live, on screen like I am, then come on. If you want to stay behind the camera and don't want to be seen but talk from behind the camera, click the stop cam like that and you can talk to me from behind the camera. It's as easy as that. Before we start, if you like what you see, then please hit those like buttons. It really is important and helps grow the channel, and also sends the channel up the search settings so people can find it a lot easier. Also, please consider hitting the subscribe button. That is free to do so. That also helps grow the channel, and also hit the bell notification. And that will tell you when I put a pre-recorded video on or I actually come on live as well. So, So there's two ways of doing it. As I say, come on, and you can come on, have 5-10 minutes to have your see what you want to say about football-related matters, whether it's Newcastle, World Cup or anything else, then please come on and join me in the studio. I've got a few comments here. Chesry, hi again all. Hi Chesry, hope you're well, mate. Lewis says hi. Hi Lewis, hope you're coming in as well, mate. And Chesry again. Hey again, Tony, hope you're well. Yeah, absolutely, Chesry. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you for joining. So I've got a guest already, so I'll bring that guest in a moment. But yeah, as I say, it's a strange old time at the moment because there's no Premier League football for 6 weeks now, so it's a bit of a shame really, but let's see what the World Cup throws up. So I'll bring first guest in, and I've got Gordon. How are you, Gordon?
A bit cold.
Bit cold, yeah. It's not very warm today, is it?
No.
And
up here, well,
and what do you want to say? What did you want to say today, Gordon? Sorry.
Yeah, it's about the World Cup and how the season has been so far.
Yeah, it's your stage, so you start your conversation. It's your stage, mate.
Yeah, like I said, first thing Newcastle, it's exceeded my expectation so far, being third. I knew we have a good start to the season, but I didn't be third.
Yeah, I think a lot of people wouldn't have took third at the minute, but I mean, personally, if we had been around about between 8th and 10th by the time the World Cup come around, I think I would have been like, yeah, that's fair enough. But to be in third, it's like Dreamland.
I would be happy with 10th if but third. Just like I'm still like on cloud 9 at the moment, being third place.
Well, considering this time last season, we're actually 20 points better off now. Last season we're sitting second bottom on 10 points. This season we're third on 30 points, so 20 points more than what we were last season.
But it shows that Eddie Howe's now got a full season on me.
Yeah, I mean, what he's done in 12 months is beyond remarkable, to be fair. I mean, he's played up, he's played a blind Eddie Howe has, and he's got the team going well. And continue as well.
Yeah, like I say, I'm just like I say, we've got the World Cup, but I'm not really looking forward to this World Cup. It's just like it's nothing else to watch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit strange, isn't it? A World Cup in the middle of a season, and you know, it's hard to get excited for it because it's where it is. But it is what it is at the end of the day. We've just got to accept it. You know, it's in Qatar, and we'll see what happens. See how far England get, and depends how England start on Monday as well.
Yeah.
And be nice to see if Callum Wilson gets a run out as well and see how he does. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we win the group. I think we'll at least get the maximum between 7 and 9 points from 3 games. I think we'll get the quarterfinals. I think we'll get the quarterfinals and then possibly semi-finals, but quarterfinals where I think we're going to get to.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, it all depends how we play in these 3 group games. That's going to determine how well we're playing in the World Cup. I mean, we've got to play Iran on Monday. We've got to beat Iran. If we don't beat Iran, then we don't deserve to get out the group. I'm sorry. So that's the way I look at it. We don't deserve to go any further. So let's see how we get on Thursday. On Monday. Sorry. Yeah.
Thursday. Yeah, yourself.
And then Yeah, but yeah, and then we got the USA on the Friday, haven't we? So yeah, 2 games to get ourselves out that group.
If we pick up 6 points in them 2 games, that'll be good. That'll be a good start.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm just gonna jump into a few comments a minute ago, and I'll come back to you, mate. Yeah. Leslie says, "Back again, Tony." Hi, Leslie. Nice to see you. Davey says, "Good afternoon, all." Good afternoon, Davey. Hope you're well, mate. Nice to see you. Davey's then talking to Leslie. Leslie says, I was brought up here. I lived in Bladen Bank, went to the comprehensive. So they're talking to each other there. Yeah, I mean, just before I come back to you as well, Gordon. So guys, if you like what you see, then please hit those like buttons. It really does help the channel move up the search settings and makes people find the channel a lot more easier. So please smash those likes. Also, if you haven't yet, then please hit the subscribe button. That's free to do so. That helps the channel grow as well. And I'm up to 130 at the moment, so my next target's 150 subscribers at least. And hit the bell notification. That will let you know when I put a video on live or I put it pre-recorded on as well. So yeah, absolutely on that one.
Like you get there eventually, Tony.
Sorry, Gordon.
You get there eventually with all the subscribers.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it takes away. Yeah, it's Rome's not built in a day, in that, you know. But yeah, it's nice to hit milestones, and my next one's 150. So it's anything else you've got, Gordon, or?
Oh, just England in the World Cup. I'm hopeful, but quarterfinals is I think we'll get to. And Newcastle's just exceeded my expectations. Yeah,
I think we're all a bit shocked where we are at the moment. But when you see the quality of football we're playing under Eddie Howe, it's not really a surprise that we're there. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, have we been the surprise this season? You could see us. You could see Arsenal as a surprise considering where they were last season. And, you know, after we played them off the park at St. James's. So, yeah, I mean, but I definitely think we're probably the surprise of the season. Long may that continue.
Hopefully you come back after they come back Boxing Day and just carry on when we left off.
Yeah, well, just before the Boxing Day game, we've got a game against Bournemouth in the Carabao Cup, so that gives us a chance to get our fitness levels back in there. It gives us a chance to have a game before we play Leicester.
We got to even win that one, get the quarterfinals at the Cup, and then go to Boxing Day, beat Leicester.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? We that's the thing. We've got to come back from the World Cup and we just got to carry on where we left off. Simple as, and carry that on. And going into January window, sitting in the top 4, absolutely fantastic. Then that gives us a chance to get some more quality players in the club as well. So yeah, it's all positive, and yeah. But yeah, thanks for coming on, Gordon.
Hi, welcome. Like I say, if I don't speak before, have a good Christmas anyway.
Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. I'm sure you'll probably be on again anyway.
But,
yeah, yeah, because it's only November now, so yeah, I'm sure you'll be on within the next 6 weeks.
Well, like I say, thanks for having us on, Tony. I appreciate it.
No worries, mate. Just for coming on, Gordon. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thanks. Bye. So we had Gordon on there, giving his views of what he thought of the Newcastle start this season, and he's hopeful that England may get the quarterfinals of the World Cup, if not more. But it all depends how we play. But I think Brazil are favourites for that anyway, and Brazil's my favourite to win that. But yeah, guys, I mean, the link's in the chat. So as I say, if you want to come on, the link's in the chat. Come on, have your say, either about Newcastle, World Cup, or anything else football. If you don't want to come on live like I am now, then hit the stop cam option, and you can talk from behind the screen like Gordon was, and like I'm doing now. And yeah, and then if you're a bit camera shy, then just do that and come on and just have your say. It's like phone and Talk Sport or somewhere like that. It's just, yeah. So yeah, guys, come on, have your say. I want to see more people come in the green room as well. Davey says Argentina will win the World Cup. Yeah, I mean they're on a good run at the moment, aren't they? And Leslie says, I hope Messi gets it. Yeah, I mean, I hope Messi has a good World Cup, because I think his last World Cup he weren't that great, was he really? So yeah, I mean, it's a shame. I mean, the first game's tomorrow, Qatar, Ecuador. I think a lot of people want to see Ecuador win that one tomorrow, especially with all the, all this stuff going around, that betting scandals going on ahead of the game and players being approached by betting gangs, So yeah, we shouldn't be throwing games. We shouldn't be throwing anything, matches or anything like that. We should be in there. So yeah, I mean, let's see how it goes, and we'll find out tomorrow how those two teams get on in the opening game of the World Cup. I mean, going back to Newcastle, I mean, we've had a terrific start to the season. 20 points better off now than where we were last season. I mean, I was surprised that, last season, how well we got out of it. I mean, if I'm honest, I would have been happy had we finished 17th last season, because that would have meant we would have stayed up anyway in the position that we were at that time as well. But when we actually finished 11th, and we finished above Villa as well, who, don't forget, brought Gerrard and his new manager at the same Sauer did, and same time as Eddie Howe. So yeah, I mean, to finish 11th was absolutely brilliant. Couldn't have gone any better. And then yeah, let's see if we can carry it on when we come back from the World Cup. I don't think Eddie Howe will let anybody drop their standards. The players he's got here now, they'll go through a lot of training as well, and they'll keep up that intensity. And then players come back from the World Cup. I would imagine he probably gives them a few days off if they're back early or whatever, and then he gets them back straight into training again and get them sorted for the start of the restart of the season after the World Cup finishes in December. It's, like I say, it's a strange time for a World Cup, isn't it? But yeah, I mean, Davey says, thankfully we never another manager. Howe is the best. Yeah, I mean, absolutely, he's been absolutely brilliant, Eddie Howe. He's done the job. Very good. I mean, to be fair, I think the best thing the club did was, and that was just before the season started, the day before the season started, Eddie Howe signed this new improved contract. And I think signing that contract just before the season started has helped us, because players then look at it. The players then look at it and say, right, okay, so Eddie Howe's the manager, and what they can do is from there, players then look at that and say, right, this is great. We'll manage us here for the long term, not the short term, but the long term. And then that means your players then feel a bit more secure, because then they feel good about themselves to go on further. And I think that's why we've done so well this season. Because if you've got a manager, I mean, you've got like Conte, say, for instance, his contract runs out at the end of the season. Do you think those Spurs players are going to be bothered where they actually finish? Because if he goes at the end of that contract, they don't know who the next manager's going to be. So are Spurs going to be on that game? Where with us, we're on our game because we know Eddie Howe is here for the next X amount of years. And that's a good move by the club to do that as well, just before the season started, because then that, as I say, it gives everybody that peace of mind and security that, oh, we're not the club that just goes around sacking managers left, right, and centre, you know. So let's see where we go from that. But yeah, if you do want to come on video or whatever, or just get your questions in the chat, and we'll have a look through and we'll see what we can do about it. But yeah, I mean, like I say, everybody, just smash those likes, and it really, really does help. But yeah, I don't know if I've got anybody else. No, I haven't at the moment. But yeah, like I say, the link's there in the chat. Just get yourself on, and we'll talk all things, whatever. At the end of the day, if you come on, the stage is yours, and you take it away, and we'll see who else wants to come on, and I'll just wait to see if anybody pops up in the green room and then get them on, and to have your say. I mean, to be on 30 points plus 18 goal difference, fantastic. I mean, we've got to give a special mention to somebody. You've got to give a mention to this guy, Sven Botman. I mean, the guy's been absolutely terrific this season. He's been absolutely amazing. I mean, what a signing. What a signing. £35 million for this guy. Well, euros, sorry. So if you take that, it's probably about £32 million. This guy is class. He's a class centre-half. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. He's a rock at the back. He's a Rolls Royce of defenders. And you just wonder, why did Ajax get rid of him as a youngster to send him to Lille? You know, so, and you just sort of think, why did they do that? But obviously there was a reason they did it. They probably thought, oh, we'll move him on, because was he going to make it there at Ajax? They don't know. But I tell you what, he's come in the Premier League and he's hit it running. And you know what? Well done to Sven Botman. Absolutely fantastic. I'll just go to a couple of comments there. Chris says, Tony, do you think the World Cup break will actually benefit the Newcastle players as they play such a high-intensity game? Yes, I do actually, Chris, because as classy as Eddie Howe is, he's now said those players can have a couple of weeks off for the families before they come back to training. And I think the rest will do them the world of good. And then you'll get them back into training. Then they've got that game in Saudi Arabia. Then they've got the game against Rayo Vallecano at St James's Park. And then after that, we've got the Carabao Cup first. So get those out the way, and that'll give the players so much needed fitness and everything. And I think Eddie Howe will be wanting the players to go off from the get-go. So basically, boom. But yeah, I do think the World Cup will benefit them as well. I've got another guest, so I'll get them on in a moment. Leslie says, what's your thoughts on Man U signing Dubravka? Is it a season-long loan or up in January? Personally, think they have played games with him. Yeah, I think with Dubravka, he's there for the season. It's a loan. We can call him back in January if we wanted to. I think the way he's been talking, I think it's, a bit disrespectful to us. I think, he's all on about being at Man United. I know he's on the bench, but he's all about being there at Man United. And if he's happy to sit on the bench and play the odd Carabao Cup game, then yeah, good luck to him. But I think with what he's come out lately, I think he's finished with Newcastle now. And I think we just need to get rid as soon as, if somebody coming in January and want to buy him, I think just take him back from Man United and say, right, okay, somebody wants to buy you, off you go, and send him out. So I think that's what we should do anyway. But definitely, I don't think he'd be back at the club, because he spat his dummy out and threw his toys out the pram. Davey says, I think they'll send him back. Yeah, they won't, and they'll keep Henderson. Well, that depends. I mean, if Forest are up, Forest may keep Henderson. Who knows? I know there's no clause in the contract for Forest to keep him. So, yeah, who knows? But, yeah. So, right, guys, I've got another guest here in the green room, so I'm going to bring him in now. We've got Lewis there. Hi, Lewis, you all right?
It's a quick one. It's half time. I'm all right. It's just going to be a quick one. Come at the Gated game. It's half time.
All right, I'm going to put you in. Yeah, I'll put you on there. There you go.
Yeah, obviously, the reason I'm just a quick one, because I saw you on, and I'm obviously just a quick one because I'm at the Gated game. It's half time, but I think we're doing quite well this season for Newcastle, and I think the World Cup's going to help us in a way, obviously, because our players are going to have a bit of a break.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things. It's probably just come at the wrong time for us because we're still on the roll. But you never know it. It's going to help us. It might help us. It might not. But it's one of those things. You never know what's going to happen.
What's the score at Gateshead? Who they're playing there? Sorry.
They're playing Southend United. It's 0-0 each.
0-0. Is it? And how's the game going, Lewis? Are Gateshead playing well or?
The referee's absolutely shit, as per usual in the National League.
Yeah, well, they're not the best of referees in that league, are they? And but should Gateshead be ahead, or is it an even tight? Or is it even the game?
Not really. It's more them, but the referee's been given soft flowers to Southend, and we've been getting taken out, and we're not been getting anything.
Yeah, yeah. And is there many there, Lewis? Is there?
I don't know. I messaged you later on tonight to find out what the attendance was. I can just message you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I was just wondering how many was at the gate. I mean, does it look like there's a big crowd in, or?
It's a decent crowd.
About over 1,500. Do you say? About 1,500.
I sold out probably 121 programs here. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it's about 1,500.
But I think I'm looking at this
game. That's not a bad crowd.
Yeah. Hang on, this is one of my friends who works at the Gated Games.
I'm looking at the games, and I think tactically, where Gated are weak sometimes is most of these teams can pass past man-to-man people. So one man. They've got the fitness. I think we need to do a bit more zonal and trap them, and then we can swing them on the counter attack. Because I know Aaron Martin, if he plays him every single game, he's got pace because he was like Kedwin Scott. That's it. He talks like Kedwin Scott. He plays like Kedwin Scott. You know?
Yeah. Oh, brilliant! And are you hopeful for Gateshead staying up this season?
I'm a bit hopeful for Gateshead staying up. What do you think?
Well,
we're up on the league.
Yeah, I think the time's getting really pivotal now. We've got to win some tough games, It's just hasn't been enough winning this season. There's been a few draws, but that's been through our own mistakes sometimes. Like Notts County at home on a Tuesday night, last minute own goal. Dagon Red on the opening day. So there's been times where we've drawn out of our own fault, and we need to cut that out if we're going to have any chance of staying up. But if we can turn around now, we have a chance. We have a good chance, and I'll say that.
Yeah.
Cheers,
And
mate.
just get the lad back a minute. Can you get him back, Lewis? Or
Okay,
is he
1
gone?
second. 2 seconds. Sorry. You just want to do one more thing, quick.
Yes.
Yeah, and what do you think of Newcastle start the season? And do you think it's great how we've done so well so far?
Newcastle, I think it's been pretty amazing, really. I was watching the Chelsea game on the TV, and I was watching the first half. And what I think makes Newcastle quite good is that they're quite patient in attack. So Chelsea were pressing intensity a lot the first half, but Newcastle weren't really wasting energy to just hit teams when they're fatigued. And Newcastle are just so good, and they're so jointed together. So because everyone knows each other, don't they? You know,
Yeah.
Everyone knows each other really well. So they've got the communication there. They just play effective, lovely football, and you can see it as well against the results against the top six. 0-0 at Man U, beating Chelsea. Unlucky to lose to Liverpool, to be fair.
Yeah.
Man City 3-3. I said at the start of the season, Newcastle had a chance for Champions League, and I was predicting Champions League, and there we are. Because I knew Newcastle could do it straight away. Lots of people, lots of other people said Europa or a conference, Champions League.
Yeah.
Newcastle.
And where do you think they'll end up this season? And what's your prediction for the end of the season? Where they'll finish?
Where do you think we will finish?
Where do you think Newcastle?
Well,
Gateshead, I'm thinking maybe last before relegation if we can turn it round. In terms of Newcastle, I might go bold and say Arsenal might keep us up and win the Premier League. I think Newcastle second or third maybe. Depends how Man City do under this pressure, because Arsenal being top puts a lot of pressure on Man City. So we'll just have to see in the coming weeks when the Premier League restarts how they deal with that.
Yeah. Lovely. Thanks very much, mate. Nice to see you on.
Yeah. See you. I'll see you later, and I'll catch you back later on, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, Lewis. Enjoy the game. So that was Lewis we had on there. He's at Gateshead Stadium at the moment. They're currently 0-0 with Southend United. Says the referee's not very good. He's giving away stupid little fouls. So that was Lewis, and a guy knows at Gateshead there, and nice words from that guy as well. I mean, going bold, saying we could finish second or third. Let's see where we are come April, as I say, and but always nice from Gateshead as well. I mean, I bet there's quite a few Newcastle fans there today as well, supporting Gateshead. And I mean, when I used to have my season ticket, I used to go to Gateshead every Saturday when we used to play away. So, and give the lads some support. Great club, and I do hope to stay in the conference this season and then kick on after that. Pablo's in. Hi, Pablo. He says, afternoon, Tony. Seen Richie could be out in the January window. Yes, there's talk of that, and Lascelles as well. £10 million price tag on Lascelles. But if Richie goes, he goes with our blessing. He's been a great servant to the club. He's done absolutely fantastic. And I say well done to Richie if he does go. And wherever he goes to, if he goes to another Premier League team, if he's got to come back to St James's Park or we go there, he'll get a fantastic reception because he's been a fantastic servant for us. So, and he deserves a move. Leslie says, forgot about Henderson. He's only on loan as well, isn't he? But doubt he'll stay at Forest unless they climb up the league. I think Forest will get out of it, if I'm honest. I really do. Cesare says, please hit those likes. Thanks very much, Cesare. And he says, I think what's impressed me the most is how we handle the opposition, pressing high the way Southampton did to us. It shows a very good balance. Yeah, Cesare, I mean, we are playing so well at the moment, and it's the way we're pressing these teams. That's the frightening part about it. I mean, Man City didn't know what hit them when we played them. And the good thing was we passed the test against them because they went 1-0 up early. And then we went 3-1 up. and they got a draw out of it. They probably could have beat us had Haaland had his shooting boots on, but to get a draw against Man City, not a bad result. Although disappointing, I think we should have beat them if I'm honest. But do you know what? If we took a draw all day for that game, then that's absolutely fantastic. But our pressing is just so impressive, and I think when Liverpool come to us in February, I think they're going to find it very, very tough. So it ain't going to be easy for any teams visiting St James's Park. And no teams away being at home to us like playing us now. So it's going to be interesting. And Leslie says, yeah, I remember you've seen hockey team pick. Oh, right, okay. So she's talking to somebody else. Yeah, so guys, the chat's there in the link. It's pinned to the top as well. If you want to come on, then come on. If you want to come on video like this and talk to me, then please do so. If you want to stay behind the screen, click the stop cam button and talk from behind the screen so you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. And get your come on, have your say. Come and have your 5-10 minutes of fame. Come and say how you feel with the season. How it's going at the moment. Or if you want to talk about the World Cup or anything else football, then please come and join me in the studio. If I see you in the green room, I'll bring you straight in. And you can come on, have your say. Be great to have more fans coming on as well. It's the first time of doing this. I've been told no channels have really done something like this, so this is a first. And if it gets to become a success, then it can become a more regular show. But just something nice to break up a Saturday afternoon. So please come on. Please come and join me in the studio here. And it'd be great to hear from everybody else to see what their thoughts are on what's going on at the moment with our club, or like I say, anything else that football wise as well. But interesting. So guys, if you like what you see, please hit those likes buttons. It really does help the channel go up the search settings and makes people find the channel more easily. Also, if you haven't, please hit that subscribe button. That's free to do so and helps grow the channel as well. And also hit the bell notification. That lets you know when I put a pre-recorded video on, or I have a live show, or anything that's upcoming. It will notify you in advance as well. So let's go into more comments here. I think we've got another comment. Yeah, Davey and Leslie talking to each other. Yeah, so I mean, we got the World Cup, England, and got Iran on Monday. Get your comments in as well. How will we do against Iran? What will the score be against Iran? Do you think we'll beat them? If we don't beat them, do you think we're in serious trouble of going at that World Cup? Not just in the group stage, but maybe the second round. Get your thoughts in. And let's see what you say. I mean, should this guy start on Monday, Nick Pope? Should he start and goal ahead of Jordan Pickford? My guess is probably. But will he? Probably not. Because we know Southgate will pick Pickford over Pope. And if I've got to say somebody's more informed, it's got to be him, surely. But Pope's a more formed player than what Pickford is. Will this guy start on Monday? He has to. He has to start a right back. He doesn't start Trippier at right back. He's made a big mistake, because this lad not only defends, gets forward, tacks the ball, takes a great free kick, and be absolutely scandalous if this lad's not in the England team whatsoever. So I'll be very, very disappointed if he's not in the England team on Monday in the starting lineup anyway. And I'd like to see this guy come off the bench, because I don't think he'll be a starter, but he'll definitely be on the bench. And I would like to see him come off the bench, and be nice to see if he gets a goal, because give Callum Wilson the service and he will put that ball in the back of the net. So, England B1, give him the service, give him the ball, feed the ball through, and he'll feed you the goals, basically, because, he could be a super sub for England, who knows? So, Got some comments here. Just thought of it, hope Susan as well. Joseph, you're doing a fantastic job, mate. Keep it up. Thanks very much, Gordon. Thank you, mate. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Thank you. I mean, but yeah, like I say, it's going to be an interesting game on Monday. I'm off. I'm going to watch it. 1 p.m. kickoff. I'm going to do a warm-up show before it. So we'll do the warm-up show with the team lineups. And we'll do a bit of analysis on the game. And then half-time, there'll be a half-time analysis as well. And then probably either full-time or in the evening, I'll do a reaction to the England game, win, lose or draw. So, yeah, so lots to look forward to on Monday. And, yeah, let's see how that goes, you know. It's a 4 p.m. kickoff local time in Qatar, so I think that's when it starts to get a little bit cooler, which isn't too bad. And the other two games, we've got our 7 o'clock kickoffs UK time, 10 p.m. kickoffs Qatar time. So at least we're going to be well cool when it's the evening kickoffs as well. So yeah, guys, links there in the chat if you want to come on. Please come on, have your say. Like I say, you can either do it like this on camera, or you can sit behind the camera and have your say that way. So yeah, I mean, it's whichever way you want to do it. You decide. You come on. You let us know. I've got no more comments at the moment, but yeah, keep your comments coming in. Please come and join me in the studio. Get yourself in the green room. I'll bring you on. I've got 12 watching at the moment. Can you please hit those like buttons? Sorry, 10 now. Please hit those like buttons. It really helps grow the channel. Just smash those likes. It helps and helps other people find the channel as well. So get any new viewers coming on. I mean, I'm hitting viewers worldwide now. I've had viewers from Paraguay, France, Malaysia. So yeah, they're in Nigeria. So yeah, I've got fans from people from around the world checking in as well. So that's great that it's getting out there now. It's going a little bit international as well, so that's brilliant. But yeah, I mean, like I say, the chat's in the link. Click the chat. Come on like this if you want to, or if you want to be behind the camera. And as I say, click the stop cam and you can talk from behind the camera. Come and have your say. As I say, this is something I'm doing for the first time. I've been made aware that this hasn't really been done before, so I'm doing it as a trial run as well to see how many come on and see if we can make it a regular thing. Come and talk about Newcastle, what we've done this season, how well we've done, or if you want to talk about the World Cup, who's going to win it, how England are going to do, then please come on as well, or anything else football. And please come on. As soon as I see you in the green room, I'll bring you through and we can have a chat. It'll be your stage, so it's up to you what you want to talk about. So yeah, so the more the merrier. Get yourself in and I'll bring you straight on as well. How does people think we'll do it for England? If we get the quarterfinals, then yeah, okay. It's been an okay World Cup. We're going into this World Cup without a win, but for a while in 6 games. But Monday is redemption day because England have then got to go out and do it on Monday. And if they do it on Monday, then bang, once you get that first win, they can go on a run. But they've got to go out on Monday, all guns blazing, and they've got to get out there and they've got to smash it on Monday without a doubt. Davey says, "You're doing better than me, 26 followers." Yeah, lol. Oh, no worries, mate. No worries. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's a hit and miss on a Saturday because you're not sure what times to do it at and things like that. But yeah, guys, like I say, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to come on. The link's there in the chat. It's at the top of the pinned at the top. Come and have your say. And yeah, I mean, we're looking at the January window. We're thinking about who's going to come in January. I mean, this man's top of the list to come in January, surely without a doubt. James Maddison. I mean, by the looks of things, he won't be ready for Iran on Monday, so he won't be playing on Monday. I mean, if we get this lad in January, this would be a fantastic sign in my eyes, and he could be the difference in helping us stay in that top four as well. So he has to come in January. We must. This time around, I think we just need to go with the big bid and say, boom, there you go, Leicester. There's 58 million, or say there's 55 million pound, take it or leave it. Give Leicester a decision that they've got to make, and hopefully they'll turn around and go, what do we do? So hopefully we get him. And then this guy, Mykhailo Mudryk, I mean, he's up for apparently 87 million pounds. That's what Shakhtar Donetsk are looking for him. Really think, is it overpriced? Maybe. You know, yes, he's a cracking player and he is going to get better, and he's only 21. But 87 million, would you say that's a correct price? I'm not so sure. If I said about 50 million, then I would think that's probably more right. But 87 million, I'm really not sure. Get your comments in the chats. Let me know what you think. Do you think Shakhtar Donetsk are asking for too much at 87 million, or do you think that's about the right price for Mykhailo Mudryk? And according to some reports as well, PIF really want this man in January. Moussa Diaby. Good thing for us is he's not in the World Cup. So it's not like he's going to play for France and have a bombstone in World Cup where his price is going to go through the roof. So because he's not going to the World Cup, that helps us out a lot. And we shall see come January if we go in for this lad as well. I mean, you know, it'd be absolutely fantastic as well. And I mean, and then this is Jamal Lascelles. Apparently we're looking for £10 million for him to sell him. That's what PIF have put on him. £10 million. Hopefully somebody like a Nottingham Forest comes in January and says, we'll take him off your hands for 10 million. Yep, thank you very much. There you go. See you later, Jamal. And Kieran Trippier can then become club captain. So, yeah, tell me your thoughts on that one as well. Do you think we're asking for too much at 10 million for Lascelles, or do you think that's a correct price as well? So let me know your comments and thoughts on that one. Good evening, says Tony No, says I like coffee. Good evening to you. Mark Lee's in. I'm not sure, mate, that would need to be translated for me to understand that. But if you're new to the channel, Mark, please hit that subscribe button and please hit the like button as well, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you. And yeah, do hit the subscribe because it does help the channel grow, mate. Thank you very much. I like coffee. Are the news reports about the complaints of the venue management of Qatar World Cup bias, propaganda, or true? I mean, I'm not sure, to be honest. I've not really seen a lot on it, but I know they're not selling alcohol in the stadiums, so there's no alcohol in the stadiums. It's going to be alcohol-free drinks. If you want to drink a beer, it's going to be an alcohol-free beer. But you can't buy alcohol outside the place in fan zones and that. I mean, to be fair, with the World Cup, really, I don't mean any disrespect, but I hope we don't see it in Qatar again. I think that'll be the last. I mean, we'll find out how good they are at hosting the World Cup, won't we? But to be fair, I really don't think it's great. And I mean, the manager, the FIFA guy, Infantino, has already said he's not happy the way people have spoken out about Qatar and he thinks we're being hypocrites. Well, I'm sorry, Johnny, we're not being hypocrites because the hypocrites in our media, when you get the likes of, Oliver Holt coming out and saying, you know, about the Saudi ownership, but then this guy will be going to Qatar for the World Cup. I just find it absolutely ridiculous. You know, for him to come up with stuff like that, and yet he'll be going there in 5-star accommodation and all this. So yeah, technically, the guy's an idiot. So yeah. Lewis says 1-0 to Gateshead. Nice one, Gateshead. Come on, keep it up. Get that win, Gateshead, and start winning them games and start staying in that league, because that's what we need to see from you. And big well done to Mike Williamson as well. I mean, he's doing a cracking job for Gateshead, isn't he? Leslie says, have you got a channel, Davey? He says, yeah, but it's not good. He says, drunk singing with a guitar. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that then, Davey. I'll have to have a look, mate. Leslie says, I'll find it later, but got to go, but we'll sub it. We'll see you later, Leslie. Oliver B, we are united. They've not had a good start to hosting the World Cup, so never again. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And yeah, I mean, I'm not really too happy about it being in Qatar, if I'm honest, but we know why it was there. It was all done it was all backhanded and everything. And Oliver, new at the channel, mate, please hit that subscribe button. That would be much appreciated, and give the show a like as well. Thank you very much, mate. LA Coffee says, apparently the Daily Mail front page just reported about fans waiting in tour lanes in the heat to get to the venues without water fountains. Right, well, that's dreadful. If that's the case, then no, there should be some access to some sort of water there or whatever, because you shouldn't have to stand in queues for 2 hours to get into a venue. So surely FIFA will have to look into this, maybe. It's just disgraceful, really. Oliver says, I think it's going to kick off and we will see many issues over the next 4 weeks. Yeah, I do as well, Oliver. I don't think it's going to be the greatest, to be fair. I mean, let's hope it is, but nah. I don't like the fact we got a World Cup in the middle of a season either. It's not right. World Cup for me has always been June. It's always been the summer. Let's get it back to having it in June again, because this is just not good at all, and we'd rather have Premier League than watching that. Chesray says, Gianna Qatar critics racist, pathetic and weak. Yeah, that's why he's called them anyway. I can't, to be honest with you, I mean, what about when we've had people slagging us off about the Saudi ownership, you know, and if, you know, we don't come out, our club doesn't come out and say that it's being racist or anything, but yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. And, you know, all these journalists have to keep calling our ownership. They need to start taking their specs off and looking actually what we're doing as a club. I Like Coffee says, drunk singing with a guitar sounds like something I'd subscribe to. God. Chesray's laughing at I Like Coffee as well. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's going to be an interesting World Cup, and it's going to be full of surprises and what have you. But at least we've got some football to watch on TV, and we're not having to worry about not having any football at all. So as long as we get some good games, that'll be absolutely brilliant. Davey says, I don't listen to negative people. Yeah, absolutely, mate. Oliver says, I'd be filling bottles of water with vodka. Haha. Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it's, yeah, I just don't get it why the need to have water there to the venues. I mean, there should be some sort of thing, but then, because I mean, if you're standing with a bottle of water in a hot country, and I've done it myself, and you stand there in a hot country, within 10 minutes, that bottle starts to get warm from the heat. So really, there should be water fountains where you can go along at each part in the lane. I mean, I'm not saying fountains every couple of yards or whatever, but, you know, every so far on, and then just fill your water bottle up as you're going along and get cold water. That should be there. So hopefully something's looked into that over that one. I like coffee. England would have been awesome for the World Cup since the women's team also hosted the Euros. Yeah, but the last time we hosted the Euros, didn't we? We had that when the men's Euros was on. We had all that carry on in the final where people broke into the stadium and things like that, and we did get punished for it. But I do like your idea. It would have been better being in England, if I'm honest. We got better stadiums as well. Oliver B says, Chesney, you could fill oranges or a watermelon with vodka too. Yeah, true. And he says, yeah, I agree with coffee as well. Yeah, he agrees as well. I mean, yeah, it just doesn't feel, it doesn't have a, to me, the World Cup, I like watching the World Cup, don't get me wrong. I like any tournament England playing. But for some reason, I just don't get massively excited for this tournament in particular, because I think it's because it's in the middle of the winter. We're in November now, and yeah, I really don't get it. But let's hope they prove us wrong and it turns out to be a successful World Cup. But to be fair, I don't think so. And I Like Coffee says, the sun in the Middle East is very unforgiving. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It is unforgiving. It's just, yeah, it's not great at all. And we need to not have another World Cup, I think, in the Middle East, unfortunately, because it's the geography of where it is, and it's the weather as well. And I mean, you can't do it in the middle of summer because it's far too hot in the summer. So yeah. And Oliver says, do you think we will see many more empty stadiums at matches? Anyone know about ticket prices? Yeah, I don't know what the ticket price are at the World Cup. I reckon they'll be expensive. But I'll be very surprised if the stadiums are packed. But we shall wait and see. I think we'll find out tomorrow what the stadiums are like. I mean, we'll see what tomorrow's game brings between the host nation Qatar and Ecuador, and that'll give an idea if that stadium's full or not. But yeah, certainly it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm not sure what the ticket price are. I don't know if anybody else knows what the ticket prices are, but I'm not really 100% sure. Chesney says, Tony, maybe a bad World Cup's what FIFA needs to learn from this debacle. Yeah, I mean, I agree, Chesney. I mean, yeah, maybe this needs to be the World Cup that makes it look like the worst one they've ever hosted. And, it's no disrespect to the Middle East, but I think really it needs to be around the world, other places, and get it, like I say, get it back to June again. At least when the season's finished, at least then you think, oh, great, actually, we've got another 4 weeks of football coming up. So we look forward to that, because we know then when you've got a World Cup in June, by the time that finishes in July, you then look forward to the season starting, because the players come back for pre-season. Then you've got your pre-season friendlies all the way up until the season starts. And the problem with this World Cup is some players have gone out injured, and that's because we've tried to cram too many games in, just because to accommodate this World Cup in the middle of a season. And like I say, I just think it's absolutely staggering, and I hope in some ways it isn't the best, and that may teach them in the future not to have one in the Middle East again. But we know why it was in the Middle East. I think it was all done on the. There was a few brown envelopes passed about. So yeah, I mean, so yeah, we just wait and see what happens, and let's see. But let's see tomorrow. See what the Qatar game's like. I'll have a watch of it and see how it goes, and I'll definitely be watching the England game. But yeah, so coming up, like I say, coming up on the channel on Monday, I have a warm-up show for the England-Iran game. I forgot what I was going to say there. The England-Iran game, yeah. The time for that will probably be it's 1 o'clock kickoff, so I would say probably about 11:30 on Monday morning. So I'll be putting out a thing for that. Then I'll do a half-time analysis as well. I won't be doing a watch along, but I'll be doing a half-time analysis. So I'll come back at half-time and give me thoughts of the first half. And then either after the game or just in the evening, I will do a reaction show to the game and see how we get on. But let's hope we're singing an England win on Monday. But as I say, if we don't beat Iran, then we don't deserve to go any further in that World Cup, I'm afraid. Hi, Gordon. Yeah, me, I'm actually coming off soon. Brown envelope for Russia too, he says, Stevie. LA Coffee says, prices are 46 to £1,352 for tickets. Wow, that's expensive, isn't it? Wow. I mean, who on earth can afford to pay that? I'm not being funny. If I was told that Newcastle are going to charge £1,300 for a ticket, I would say no, thank you whatsoever. That is just crazy money. And if anybody's buying that, you've got to be a millionaire. Because I'm sorry, I wouldn't be paying that for them. I don't mind paying the 46, by the way, but that seat's probably right at the back behind the pillar somewhere, and you can't see the game anyway. So that's probably what you're paying £46 for. Yeah, I've got Kim Ding Kim. Hi, Kyung. Hi to you, mate. Yeah, we need to translate that, mate, because I can't really tell what your comment is. But thank you for coming on. It's great to see you, mate. And new at the channel, please hit that subscribe button, mate. It really helps the channel grow. So please hit the subscribe. Thank you very much. And also give the channel a like as well. And keep an eye out for future shows as well. Nice to see you on here, mate. Nice to see you. And LA Coffee says, Qatari money 200 to Qatari 5,850. Wow. That's a lot. Well, obviously in their money, that's a lot of money. But then we've seen there, it's a heck of a lot of money, isn't it? Chesri, keep the comments in English only, please. If you have trouble with English, you're welcome to translate. Thank you, bud. Cheers, Chesri. Thank you for that, mate. Thank you so much. I mean, yeah, guys, if you can translate them, that would be great, and then I can read your messages out. But yeah, absolutely right, Chesri, what you're saying. I mean, it's yeah, because it's hard to it's hard to grasp what they're actually saying. But yeah, if you could pop them in English, guys, that would be great. Just stick it in Google Translate and then stick it in, copy and paste it if you can that way, and then just stick it in the comments, and then your comments will be read out. You know, as I can see, you're a Newcastle fan, and absolutely brilliant. But do hope you come on again as well. But yeah, guys, yeah, so if you like what you see, then please hit the like button. It really does help the channel up the search settings. It means people can find the channel a lot easier as well. Absolutely brilliant. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. It's free to do so and helps the channel grow. Also, hit the bell notification as well. That also lets you know when I put a pre-recorded video on or I come on live as well. And also keeps you up to date with what shows are coming up as well. Oliver says, who will Ronaldo sign for next? Certainly not us, that's for sure, Oliver. As far as I'm concerned, he can go elsewhere. I mean, Man United are looking into terminating his contract without having to pay him any money. So it's in the hands of their lawyers at the moment. I think because of the amount of stuff he said, it's like what they're trying to do is they're trying to do it on like a gross misconduct basis, where you can actually get rid of somebody on gross misconduct. Like all them years ago when Alan Pardew headbutted David Meyler of Hull City, Mike Ashley should have said, right, you're sacked on gross misconduct and you don't get any money because you've broke the rules. So that's what he should have done. But saying that, if he goes on a free, I've either got the feeling he go back to Sporting Lisbon, or he might join Beckham into Miami. So, you know, but not Newcastle, please. We do not want him at Newcastle. He's a bad egg. He's not the sort of icon we need at Newcastle, I'm afraid. He wouldn't do the dressing room any good. So, yeah. I like Coffee says, Google Translate can't seem to make sense of the Korean too. God. Don't know what's up with them. Google, I mean. Lewis says 2-0 Gateshead. Excellent. Thanks, Lewis. 2-0 Gateshead. Come on, Gateshead. Go on, Gateshead. Come on, the Heat. The Heat Army. Chesri says, Coffee, it's because you're putting swear words in Korean. Oh, God, Chesri. Great. I like Coffee says, know something about how you make your own orange juice now. Install GoPro to become a better person. Oh, so you're saying it's sort of like a spam message then, is it? Ah, right, okay. Yeah. But it might not be spam though. It might just not be picking it up. And Lewis says, no problem. Yeah. So guys, yeah. I mean, yeah, I've had a couple of people on today, and it's been nice to have you know, it's been nice for people to come on and have a bit of a say. And it was nice when Lewis came on, and then he had a Gateshead lad behind him as well. So he was able to chat to us on here as well. And obviously, you think, you know, the lad from Gateshead said you can see Newcastle finishing second or third, which I thought was a bit of a bold statement. But who knows? Who knows? It's a great idea. Let's hope that's the case. Let's hope if we finish the end of the season at top 4, I'll be ecstatic. John Sinclair seems to think that I'm a bit of a downer because I'm saying, well, I'm not getting carried away. It's because I don't want to get carried away, because I don't want him to think now, yes, we'll finish Champions League and then we finish further down the table. And then I think, and then we finish further down the table and it's going to be like, oh, okay, I'm going to feel disappointed. So I don't want to feel disappointed. I will be jumping. I'll be jumping for joy if we finish in that Champions League place at the end of the season. I'll be well happy. So, you know, I'm not saying it as I'm being down. I'm just trying to be realistic. And I think a lot of you guys out there will probably understand that I'm being a bit more realistic, because you got to remember where we've come from and where we are now. We're 14 years of a guy who didn't give a monkey's tush about the club. You know, he didn't care about the club. You know, we had 2 relegations under him. All he thought about was making money, us finishing 17th. That was his thing. As long as we finished 4th bottom every season, he couldn't care less where else we finished in the Premier League. But we've got an ownership now who do care. These ownership are winners, and they want us up there. And believe me, we are going to get up there. And we are smashing the big 6, because they are not liking it at the moment. So, but I'm just keeping my feet on the ground. But if in April we're still in that Champions League place and we're still in that race, then yeah, let's go for it and win it and get in that Champions League. But I'm enjoying where we are at the moment. I'm enjoying the progress. I'm loving the progress under Eddie Howe. But let's just see where we are at the end of the season and see what signings we bring in January, because that will make the difference between top 4 or top 7. Lewis has just said it's 3-0 to Gateshead. Wow. Well, Gateshead's really turned on the style, aren't they? You know, and that's after 76 minutes, he says. Wow. So Gateshead are really flying. I mean, the guy at half time who came on, who was on with Lewis, he said Gateshead haven't been playing that well and they've been giving away sloppy goals and getting too many draws. And he says, I need to start winning. Well, there you go. You've come on my show today, mate. And you know what? Maybe I've been your lucky mascot and I've got Gateshead winning. So you never know. But Lewis, if you're on as well, get that guy to subscribe to my channel as well, Lewis, and tell him to come on more often as well. Gary says Ronaldo's dug a big hole for himself. Yeah, he has, absolutely. And I don't want him at the club. I don't want him here. He's a bad egg. Get rid. Don't bring him here, please. let him go abroad, let him go back to Sporting or go to Miami and he can join Beckham then. I'm sure he'll do well in the MLS. Oliver says, does anyone know why the corporate tickets on Leeds on New Year's Eve is not listed on the website? Oh, I'm not sure. That's strange, isn't it? Normally they are. Couldn't really tell you. Your best bet might be to email the box office. I know they'll be closed the weekend, but if you get your email in, they might mail you back Monday morning with a date or whatever. Probably because of the World Cup being on, they haven't probably listed them yet. But send the box office an email and ask them why they're not listed yet, and hopefully they can give you some sort of idea. LA Coffee, what are Tony's plans for this weekend? I'm missing Newcastle. Yeah, I do as well. Yeah, I'm absolutely missing Newcastle games. I might, like I say, I'll probably dip into watching a bit of that game tomorrow. I'll probably do a show tomorrow, but I'm not sure what time yet, but I will let everybody know. And then Monday, 11:30, I will do a warm-up show for the England-Iran game. Obviously, if you're not around to watch it, then obviously catch up on it. Then I'm going to do a half-time analysis as well for that game. And then in the Monday evening, we'll do a reaction show and hopefully try and get some fans on as well and find out if people have watched it, if they haven't watched it, but seen them the highlights and come on and just give us their idea on what they thought of the game. So that's coming up on Monday. I'm going to be doing bits of World Cup stuff as well, because we're not going to have much more to talk about Newcastle at the moment, unfortunately, because of the season break. This is why I hate this in the middle of the season. But you know what? We'll see what happens. But that's the plan so far for this weekend anyway. I like coffee. I'm quite scared about finishing European places. It will take me a couple of seasons to get over the trauma of Mike Ashley era. Yeah, I mean, differences though. Coffee under Ashley. When we finished 5th, he should have invested that season after straight away. He should have invested and brought more players in, because you could have kicked on, and you could have kicked on from there, and you could have probably been in that top 4, and we could have been staying in that top 4. And he's missed a trick, mate, Ashley, because had he invested and we stayed up there, he could have sold the club for a lot more than £305 million. So he missed a trick there. He missed a huge, huge trick there, and that's his own fault. And this guy's supposed to be a businessman. Yeah. Chesry says, put your own limits to your expectations on where we'll finish. We all secretly feel we're finished in the top 4, but we're also managing expectations publicly. Nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, Chesry, nothing wrong with that. I mean, I said before the start of the season, before a ball was even kicked, I said we would finish in the top 7. So I said we would finish 7th. That was my expectation, to finish 7th, to win the Carabao Cup, and to go to the semis of the FA Cup. Now, I thought that wasn't a bad expectation to have, because the Carabao Cup's there to be won. We know teams don't play their best, strongest squads until they maybe get the semis or whatever. So, chance to win that. Also, 7th isn't unrealistic, because how well we finished last season, we could quite easily finish 7th. And if we finish 7th, that's a Europa Conference League place. That's good enough. We're still in European competition at the end of the day. And semi-finals of the FA Cup, I thought that was a fair enough shout. So yeah, that was my expectations. And what I'm doing is I'm just managing where we are at the moment. I know John's carried away with it and thinking, oh yeah, we're going to finish in the top 4. And I sort of try and bring John back down to earth by saying, look, John, actually, let's see where we are in April. April will give us a more idea of where we are. If we're still in or around that top 4, then yes, push on till the end of the season and try and get in there. But if we don't, if we end up in any European competition, whether it's Champions League, Europa League, Europa Conference League, I don't care. Because one of those 3 competitions, you're in there, and that's all there is to it. Once you're in Europe, brilliant. But yeah, if you get Champions League, it's absolutely fantastic. But if we don't and we get Conference League at the lowest, still fantastic. It's progress, how much progress we've made from considering this stage last season, we were 20 points worse off. That's the difference we've made this season. Cesare says, Tony, maybe you could do a classic watch along maybe in the UFC Liverpool or Leeds 4-3 game. Yeah, that's not a bad shout. Yeah, maybe, yeah. I'll have to have a look into that one and see what I can do and see if I can get one up, and then yeah, good idea, good thought, and I'll bear that one in mind, Cesare. Yeah. When Newcastle are worth $3.5 billion in a few years' time, Ashley will look like a right fool. Absolutely, Chris. But the thing with Ashley was he didn't want to spend the money. Now he's got this money, but he didn't want to spend it. And as I said, after that, finishing that 5th place, he could have kicked us on and we could have gone on and done really, really well. But he didn't. So what he did was he just didn't bother with the players. He didn't bother bringing more quality in, more strength and depth. And that's why we ended up finishing mid-table that season. I think it was. Pardew went off to Palace, didn't he, as well? So yeah, not great at all. But I hope Mike actually does look a right fool, because he could have had a lot more than £305 million for that club had he kept us up that top end of the table. But that's the guy that was in charge, unfortunately. And Oliver says, when you come next to the tune, it's probably going to be after the new year now, I'd have thought, because obviously you've got the World Cup now, and then when tickets come out. So yeah, it's probably after the World Cup. So it'll probably be like January maybe now, but yeah, I will let people know when I'm up there next. But yeah, it's probably going to be about January, I think, depending if I can get a ticket for the game as well. So yeah, so thanks for that. Yeah, guys, so thanks for coming on today. I'm going to wrap up there. I mean, it's been a great show. We've had lots of chat. We've had a lot to talk about, and great chatting from people in the chat. And thank you to the guests who came on as well. And thank you to everybody in the chat as always. Much appreciated. Take your time out to come on and watch my shows. But yeah, before I go, as I say, if you like what you see, please hit the like buttons. It really does help the channel up the search settings and means people can find the channel a lot easier as well. Also, click the subscribe. It's free to do so. It helps the channel grow. And the bell notification lets you know when a pre-recorded video goes on or I become live as well, and any upcoming shows. Yeah. So, guys, thanks for coming on today. And I'll probably be back with some sort of show tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I will let you know. And then I've definitely got the warm-up on Monday as well. Cesare, Tony, take care. Let's hit those likes. Thanks, mate. Thank you for coming on as well. Chris says, great show, Tony. Just keep up the good work. Yep, thank you. And Mohammed bin Naif, Newcastle United. You'd need to translate that, mate, because I can't quite understand what that is. I need it in English. If you're new to the channel, Mohammed, please smash the subscribe button, please. Very much appreciated. Thank you. And also hit those likes as well. So thank you, Mohammed, for coming on the channel and seeing you on here. Like I say, give us a subscribe, please. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Lewis, I'll see you soon. And yeah, thank you very much, Lewis. Thank you to everybody who's came on. And from now, I will see you later, and I shall probably be back tomorrow. If I'm not back tomorrow, I'm definitely here Monday. So yeah, see you later, guys. Thank you for coming on, and have a great rest of your Saturday afternoon and evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.